9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet.
Do not adjust your sets. It is Tuesday, but it's a special Timeless Elite Tuesday with AEW Dynamite with Title Tuesday because we have another round of edition of the Tuesday Night Wars. And I'm just catching up to speed because I know the conglomeration is here. And I think Mark said the word of the day is Monotropolis or something. I forgot the name of the word, but we kicked off with Hangman and Samoa Joe. They had a lot of interesting words to say to each other. I do think it's going to be a good match. Don't know where this is going to go, but yeah, it's very interesting. This is all over because he threw the belt at him last week after his match. I mean, you could have at least done something different, but here we are. But the conglomeration, they got a lot of big business happening tonight because up next we're going to have Jon Moxley taking on each. And oh, look at my guy, Orange Cassidy. They're all hands in. Alicia, Roddy. I guess Roddy is still. I guess he better from Orange Cassidy. Orange Cassidy can't help himself if he's a fighting champion for the international champion. He's just. You can't do no wrong with Orange Cassidy. It's like he's cool as a cucumber, but don't piss him off, and he can be very dangerous in the ring. And he will be facing off against a familiar foe, Pac. And these guys are no strangers to each other because when AEW first started, the international champion was called the Mid-Atlantic champion. And Orange Cassidy beat Pac to become the new international champion. And that was a orange-filled celebration. Oh, yeah. Boza, you could remind me of that. Yes. Yes. The 2-year anniversary of Moxley beating Orange. It was an interesting one. And also with the fact, too, because since we're talking about All Out, that was actually the first pay-per-view main event for Orange Cassidy for the international title between him versus Mox. So, I know our mayor calls Jon Moxley old reliable, which is true because Jon does put over. He's one of the people he's one of the catalysts of AEW, along with Kenny, obviously with the Young Bucks, along with many other people. So you can't deny with Mox. He went over there, he did his thing, and he did what he needed to do. And yes, that is true. And that is very true. But you get to spend 2.5 hours with Ty Jordan Kirby. So Honey normally doesn't she has said that she doesn't watch AEW on a week-to-week basis. So normally if you want to check out Honey, you could check her out on WWT Live. Also, you can check over to Honey Night SmackDown because she handles the Blue brand. She handles everything that's happening on SmackDown. So make sure to kick it with her on Friday nights. Obviously, of course, Wednesdays I handle AEW, but today you're getting a special treat because it is Timeless Elite Tuesday with a special edition of AEW Dynamite. Obviously, we know we have NXT with NXT versus TNA happening at around the same time. And also tomorrow, you're going to get a special watch along from me because AEW Collision is tomorrow. Yep, it is tomorrow. So I can't believe it, but they're going to continue homecoming week tomorrow. So make sure you can also hang out with me because I'm still going to do my watch along. So yeah. Yes, both of that is true. John bailed out AEW multiple times to the point I don't think he took that vacation. Yeah, John needs to do that. Yes. And Jordan, yes, I did mention because, as I mentioned, tonight is AEW Dynamite. But also tomorrow, for the first time ever, because I never do Collision, we're going to do a special Timeless Elite Wednesday Collision edition. So this is all happening in Daly's place where it started, and we are kicking it off with two familiar foes, Tomohiro Ishii and Jon Moxley. These guys know each other very well going back to New Japan. Happy to see Ishii back helping the conglomeration, because the conglomeration is going to need all the help they can get with the Don Callis family growing and growing by the minute. And these guys are coming to blows. Obviously, we know Marina Shafir is at ringside, and who knows what the rest of the Death Riders will be. So pretty much each is a person I would not want to mess with. And also, just to let you know, if you did not catch who was on commentary tonight, Bryan Danielson has joined the AEW commentary team last month. Actually, no, August, he's joined the commentary team. So he is the newest member of the commentary team for AEW Dynamite, but I think he's going to get back in the ring and get some payback against the Death Riders. And also my theory of Bryan Danielson and Nigel McGuinness, because if you saw Collision this past weekend, Daniel Garcia called Nigel McGuinness a parasite. And I can tell you, Nigel didn't take that well. He thinks he was like, oh, I'm okay. But I think he didn't take that well. So it's going to brew. I'm going to manifest it because I still believe it's going to happen sooner than later. We get to see the unlikely duo of Danielson and Nigel McGuinness taking out the Death Riders. That would be something to see. But we are kicking off with our first match. Jon Moxley taking on Tomohiro Ishii. Obviously, we know Marina Shafir is at ringside. But I know with Marina Shafir, because Chris Statlander definitely kicked her ass last week. She kicked her ass. I know I want to see Willow versus Marina Shafir, but I'm okay with Chris Statlander beating. And plus, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of other ladies in the back that could go toe-to-toe with her. Hi, Terry M. Thank you for joining on the special Timeless Elite Tuesday with AEW Dynamite. And see, Marina, why is she messing with Big Tom? See, I never have a problem with any females interfering because of the guy, but it's really getting repetitive, and I'm really getting at a point where I just want to see her get her ass kicked, especially if it's by a female. That's how I was rooting so hard for Chris Statlander last week, because Chris Statlander just, same thing with Willow, and I'm still waiting for her to have a one-on-one. And you would think Marina Shafir would learn her lesson, because she got the Blade Runner by Jay White. She got the house call by Swerve. She had a buckshot lariat by Hangman. And she's lucky Powerhouse Hobbs did not put a powerbomb on her when Powerhouse Hobbs faced off against Jon Moxley for the AEW World title. So, but if you're watching on TBS, they are in picture-in-picture, but the match is still going live. So, if I were Marina, you may have a background in MMA fighting, but you ain't messing with Mr. Ishii and the rest of the conglomeration. But we are here just to let you know we do have a Tuesday Night War happening, as I mentioned, because we do have AEW Dynamite, which will be 2.5 hour special. We're also NXT is happening right now. Is NXT versus TNA. Just to go over the match card, obviously we did see Hangman and Samoa Joe face to face ahead of their match at Wrestle Dream. Also, we're also going to have the Hurt Syndicate taking on the Demand, which consists of Ricochet and the Gates of Agony in a street fight. We're also going to see Mercedes Moné have a TBS Open Challenge, TBS Championship Open Challenge to anybody that lives in Florida. So that would be very interesting to see. For the first time since 2022, we're going to see the duo of Jurassic Express with Luchasaurus and Jack Perry. Obviously, of course, we did see Kenny Omega and Jack Perry go to blows last week. So there is still a lot of unfinished business between them, but very curious on who they are going to face in tag team action. We're also going to have, for the TNT Championship, Kyle versus Kyle. Kyle Fletcher, Kyle O'Reilly Moxley for the TNT Championship match. We're also going to have the returning Pac against one of my clientele's freshly squeezed, my main squeeze, Orange Cassidy, reliving their rivalry one-on-one. Also, we have a double, and this is really interesting, and I just realized this. We're going to have a double Jeopardy Eliminator match. Brodido taking on Kazuchika Okada and Konosuke Takeshita. So, yeah, it's pretty much a double Jeopardy Eliminator match. So there's a lot at stakes for that. And all this and more happening tonight. And you get to spend the next 2.5 hours with me. I did see that, Boza. Thank you for that. I did see Alex Windsor is back on Ring of Honor, and she will be taking on Sari for the IWGP Women's Championship. I may have to watch Ring of Honor on Thursday because that's one of my clientels. And I just realized every single one of my clientels is now healthy. They are healthy. They are all back on TV. And, you know, it's funny because Sed and Will joke saying, like, I have 10, 12 clientels or whatever. I have 6. And all of them are on the AEW side. And I always pick them out specifically for that reason. And sometimes it's a story. But just to switch gears, we are back live with AEW Dynamite, a special Timeless Elite Tuesday. Homecoming. We have Homecoming happening. Jon Moxley taking on Tomohiro Ishii. And unfortunately, you know, Marina Shafir has to stick her nose where it doesn't belong. But don't worry. She's going to get what's coming to her because I just want somebody, I mean, outside of Chris Statlander, well, I just want someone else from the women's division to kick her ass because I'm waiting. But Moxley should know better not to mess with Ishii because he has a head of steel. He has a head of steel. Oh goodness, Ishii's bleeding. My God, he is bleeding by the nose. He is bleeding by the nose.
The center of gravity for Tomohiro Ishii taps below Moxley. Yeah, his hips are naturally under Moxley, which helps with a flow like that. Watch out. Ishii charging in. Moxley baited him in with that one. Yeah, I don't like him, but it looks to me like Mox is in the best shape of his life.
And even Bryan Daniels had said Mox is in the best shape of his life. Yeah, you gotta get through Ishii first. And I'm pretty sure we're gonna see Darby Allin make an appearance somewhere in this match. Obviously, he's giving them a middle finger salute, but Ishii powerbomb. So, like I said, I'm pretty sure we're gonna see Darby Allin somewhere lurking especially after last week. And also feel free to in the chat to who you guys have. Do you guys have Ishii? Do you have Mox? Or do you think it's going to end up in shenanigans? Or do you think Darby Allin's going to come out? Or do you think Darby's going to come out? Oh my goodness. Boza says shenanigans via Darby. I can see Darby because they're trying to hype up his match. And I know, Boza. It's always a second. But breaking news. I'm going to do a little bit of breaking news because I follow TNA. We have new NXT Tag Team Champions. So congratulations to the Hardys. And I can't believe I said this because I picked against the Hardys. And I never do that. But I'm just happy that the Hardys won. So Congratulations to Matt and Jeff. That's one of the reasons why they are one of the best and influential tag teams of the world. I'm just saying. The Hardys still have it. Look at Moxley. He's like crying like a little baby. Nice move by Mox. I actually enjoy Bryan Danielson. I actually do enjoy Bryan Danielson. But here's Mox. Let me see. Of course he gets a finger. Ooh. But look at Ish. He came right back up. You can't underestimate this man. Oh, and of course he did similar to his brother Seth. Kick out by Ish. See, you can't underestimate Ish. I know, Boza, they should have. But, you know, Bryan, he was still wrestling. You know what I want him to do? And I think somebody brought it up at WWT. I would love for him to take charge of Ring of Honor. Why not? I mean, he's eat, sleep, and breathe Ring of Honor. He knows exactly what it is. I would love to see him, like, oversee Ring of Honor. I wouldn't mind seeing Bryan Danielson be Ring of Honor, but that's just something I Oh my goodness, look at Ish! And he has a busted nose! And look at Mox! Exactly, Boza. It would have taken a load off because Tony Khan cannot do that all himself. Is Moxley gonna submit? Look at Ish. DDT. Kick out by Ish. See, you can't keep him down. And he's putting a submission hold in to Ish because Ish is a hard guy. He's a hard guy that you don't want to mess with. Oh, and match is over. And your winner due to submission. Your winner due to submission, Jon Moxley. I still think Darby Allin's going to come out. I feel like he's lurking somewhere. But here comes Mox. With that, he's just like strutting around and parading, saying, I'm the best and everything else, and acting like the big bad wolf. He's trying to get the face to face, giving the middle fingers. Well, Jon Moxley looks like he's ready to go for the I Quit match against Darby Allin. It's gonna be brutal, and it's gonna be very interesting to see. I thought at least we would see Darby, but here's Renee. It looks like the Young Bucks are trying to open Tony Khan's office.
Maybe you should be a little bit more concerned about Jurassic Express. They laid you guys out twice, and they're in action tonight.
So funny, huh? You don't think that we know that they're in action tonight? No? Well, I'll tell you what. We got 2 tickets to watch live later tonight, so we're gonna get a close look at.
They bought tickets? I thought they ran out of money.
It's okay.
Oh my God. They're really knocking Boss Man's door? Give him a break. Well, up next, we do have the street fight, the Hurt Syndicate between Against the Demand. But until these guys figure out whatever, we're going to have a street fight. But I'm actually going to hop off really quick because my food came. But feel free, as much as I help out, feel free to check out this cool new initiative we have for Women's Wrestling Talk. It's supportive. It's everything all around. Make sure to support the love of Women's Wrestling Archives because every support helps, and share this with your friends.
Women's wrestling didn't just show up yesterday in glitter boots. We've been here the entire time, body slamming through history.
The Women's Wrestling Archive launches January 1st, 2026, and it's going to pave the way for all women's wrestling. Because if we don't document it, a man might say he did it first.
This has been a passion project for a very long time. Head over to the womenswrestlingarchive.com to donate 1, 5, or whatever you can. It all goes a long way.
Let's give these women the spotlight that they've always deserved.
Her story belongs in history. Help us preserve it today. Join us at womenswrestlingarchive.com. Support the archive. Support women's wrestling. Donate today.
Women's wrestling didn't just show up yesterday in glitter boots. We've been here the entire time, body slamming through history.
The Women's Wrestling Archive launches January 1st, 2026, and it's going to pave the way for all women's wrestling.
Because if we don't document it, a man might say he did it first.
This has been a passion project for a very long time. Head over to the womenswrestlingarchive.com to donate 1, 5, or whatever you can. It all goes a long way.
Let's give these women the spotlight that they've always deserved.
Her story belongs in history. Help us preserve it today. Join us at womenswrestlingarchive.com. Support the archive. Support women's wrestling. Donate today.
Women's wrestling didn't just show up yesterday in glitter boots. We've been here the entire time, body slamming through history.
The Women's Wrestling Archive launches January 1st, 2026, and it's going to pave the way for all women's wrestling.
Because if we don't document it, a man might say he did it first.
This has been a passion project for a very long time. Head over to the womenswrestlingarchive.com to donate 1, 5, or whatever you can. It all goes a long way.
Let's give these women the spotlight that they've always deserved.
Her story belongs in history. Help us preserve it today. Join us at womenswrestlingarchive.com. Support the archive. Support women's wrestling. Donate today.
Women's wrestling didn't just show up yesterday in glitter boots. We've been here the entire time, body slamming through history.
The Women's Wrestling Archive launches January 1st, 2026, and it's going to pave the way for all women's wrestling.
Because if we don't document it, a man might say he did it first.
This has been a passion project for a very long time. Head over to the womenswrestlingarchive.com to donate 1, 5, or whatever you can. It all goes a long way.
Let's give these women the spotlight that they've always deserved.
Her story belongs in history. Help us preserve it today. Join us at womenswrestlingarchive.com. Support the archive. Support women's wrestling. Donate today.
And I'm here and I'm back. And also, they were talking about my lady in action. 604 days on the total reign she had as women's champion. I'm really happy her and Chris Statlander are meeting one-on-one because this is the first time. And that is true. Chris Statlander held both the TBS and women's championship. So, and that is true. She had a few on Toni Storm when Toni Storm was in her rocker era, but never competed against her one-on-one. And I am ready. Because trust me, Mother Timeless is ready. And also, it would be really good for Chris Statlander as well. But I still smell something fishy. I smell something fishy happening in that match because I do have a feeling the Death Riders are still trying to recruit Chris Statlander. Obviously, you're going to have to deal with that front wheeler Yuta. So we shall see. But, of course, they're showing Collision from last Saturday. And apparently, when Chris Statlander and Toni Storm were trying to do their face-to-face, we had an interruption from the Triangle of Madness, who have been wreaking havoc the last couple months. And we do have a trios match. Chris Statlander, Toni Storm, and Harley Cameron taking on the Triangle of Madness. Why does it say Saturday? Oh, so I guess they're taping it tomorrow and it's going to air on Saturday. I was excited. I really thought Collision was going to be live tomorrow, but I guess I get a day off. I get a day off because I could have sworn it was airing this Saturday, tomorrow. But that's okay. Okay, so it has confirmed. It's going to be taped tomorrow, but air on Saturday. So, thought it was. But my bad, guys. But we are getting ready because we have a street fight happening. And feel free to put in the chat who you guys got. You guys got the Hurt Syndicate or the Demand winning this street fight? Because there will be a lot of hurting people in this. And look, they got the suits on, but I know they got some wrestling gear underneath those suits. I know they have to change into those suits. And everybody in Daily's Place is chanting, "We hurt people." That's great. You can tell how much they've been over since they got here around this time last year during Wrestle Dream. But ladies and gentlemen, it is a street fight. And here we go. I love that Ricochet and MVP are going toe-to-toe with their canes. Bobby Lashley take out Toa Liona. Oh my goodness, nice Simone drop by Liona. I know it is. It's like kind of interesting to see them, but like, I guess they're used to wrestling street clothes. I guess I didn't realize they were sweating that so much. But it's a street fight. Anything goes in a street fight. And I love seeing tweets. Love seeing AEW Dynamite at Daily's Place. I just love seeing these tweets. Ricochet talking trash and then MVP trying to choke him. Oh my goodness. Why would you, out of all people, why would you get in the face of MVP? Fantastic video hyping up Statlander and Tony Storm. I do agree. I give a shout out to their video production who do a good job. That dude goes out because MVP still has some gas in the tank. But it's a street fight, but feel free to put in the chat who you guys got. I know. Well, I mean, both you probably can because it is a street fight. And I'm pretty sure they can accept, like, people. Look at Ricochet. He's trying to hide under the table, but MVP grabbed him. My goodness. Oh. Excuse me. Bobby Lashley had those crutches in his hands, and Shelton Benjamin with Bishop Khan. I love how Ricochet is just selling this match. It's just kind of hilarious, him selling this. Terry M, he's picking the demand, and oh my goodness, MVP. Because you see Bishop Kong and Bobby Lashley going toe to toe with each other. Oh my god, it's like a 2-on-1 on Taiwa Leona. Bobby Lashley took on a beat on Bishop Kong, but here comes Ricochet doing what he does best. Wiped out everybody in this match. And if you're watching on TBS, the match is in picture-in-picture, but it's still live. Actually, one of the perks that AEW does on Tuesdays, at least for tomorrow on Wednesday, I only have to do WWT live and I'm done. It just feels weird having AEW Dynamite on a Tuesday. But the best part about it is I don't have to worry about it. Because after WWT, I have a free night. And I can catch up on TV and I can catch up on other things. And I'm not complaining.
No matter what kind of home you're looking for, it's waiting for you on Redfin. And when you find it, see it before anyone else. Book a showing right now only on Redfin. Find your dream home on Redfin, powered by Rock.
I'm very curious what's going to be the main event tonight.
Like more off-road adventure with the Sorrento. Or Telluride. Or more fun zipping around in the South Coast. Or narrow hybrid. A new Kia vehicle.
And you're right, Bo's at AEW Homecoming. It's supposed to be at 8. But as I mentioned a couple days ago, we are in the midst of baseball playoffs. So if you're a fan of baseball postseason, it's a busy, busy October. And also, and it's crazy because they're back in Daly's place for Jacksonville. Gotta give a special congratulations to the Jacksonville Jaguars on picking up one of the biggest wins so far this season against the Kansas City Chiefs. And I said this on a post today, and I actually said this yesterday during WWT. I said, if Tony Khan was going to pick up a miracle win against the Chiefs, he has to invite every single member of the Jacksonville Jaguars to either Dynamite or Collision, since it's homecoming all this week in Daly's place. And I think that would be cool.
Don't walk, hike in new Skechers Street Hikers. Cozy premium suede styles with a sneaker-like look and fit.
I'm looking at the picture of this match, and MVP is just abusing Ricochet with those crutches. Exactly. And the Jaguars are home this Sunday, Seattle, hence why. Exactly, Boza. It makes sense. But we are back live with AEW Collision, and we have a street fight. The Hurt Syndicate taking on the Demand that has the Gates of Agony and Ricochet. And it's been very brutal, because I will say they're not taking no shots or apologies against anybody. Drop kick made by Bishop Kong.
Yeah, you can see Shelton Benjamin starting to get up. Eyeball him a bit.
That's what I think. Barboza. You think Mercedes is going to end Boza? For me, I don't think they're going to do that because she's almost this close on breaking Jade's record. Because I think by next weekend, she'll break it. I don't know if they're going to do that right before. But, you know, this is wrestling. Anything can happen. Anything can happen in wrestling. So, but it would be interesting if she got the belt right before she broke Jade's record. That would be very interesting to see. I was going to say, yep, Bozo, she does. Oh, man. A nasty steel chair shot to Bobby Lashley from Taiwa Leona. I will say, outside of Taiwa Leona, the only person that stood toe-to-toe to Bobby Lashley, and he was gassed, oh my goodness, a table spot on the Bobby Lashley. As I was saying, the only person outside of Taiwa Leona was Brody King. Brody King gave a beating to Bobby Lashley. Thank you, Frank Garcia. Thank you for noticing my Britney Spears shirt because I love Britney Spears. Grew up with Britney Spears. Always making sure that she's okay because I know she has been in dire state the last couple of years. And last thing I want is for her to be around enablers. Nice move by Bishop Kong, an elbow drop onto Bobby Lashley. Looks like MVP. Taiwa Leona. Ricochet trying to do the damage to Shelton Benjamin. Kick out made by Shelton Benjamin. Her Syndicate are still in this match. So next Wednesday, people, because there's baseball season, just a little programming alert. Next Wednesday will be a live 3-hour special with AEW Dynamite and AEW Collision next Wednesday at 8 p.m. on TBS. Obviously, I know because, as I mentioned, it's baseball postseason. So get ready for all the crazy programming schedules. But yeah, you get to spend a 3-hour Timeless Elite Wednesday edition with me. And yes, Boza, exactly. That's why they're doing 3 hours, because Wrestle Dream is this weekend. And you will be getting a watch on for it. Oh! The table didn't even break. Ricochet was trying to do a move over the top rope on the Sheldon, and the table did not break. Oh, now it broke. But just to confirm, Boza, I will be doing a watch along for Wrestle Dream next weekend. Yes. So I will be doing for Wrestle Dream. And you'll be getting a special 3-hour watch along edition with me. 3 hours is not bad. When I did 4 hours for Summer Blockbuster, that was a bit interesting. That was a very interesting. I thought it would not end. Nice one by Shelton Benjamin. Shelton Benjamin can still go. Even when he's 50, he can still go. Because I remember when he first came into WWE. Looked like he hadn't skipped a beat. And I love that he's still friends with Charlie Haas to this day. I'm so happy they're still friends. All right, so it looks like Bishop Kong and Ricochet grab another chair, and it looks like we're going to try to annihilate whoever. Oh, Shelton Benjamin countered. Oh, man, that had to be a nasty hit by Ricochet. Bishop Kong, what's he gonna do here? Oh, he hit Sheldon with the back with that chair. Yeah, innovative chair shot, as Brian Danielson said. Innovative chair shot. Bobby Lashley handling outside with Taya Leona. Even the fans are chanting for Bobby Lashley. Spear by Bobby Lashley. You can tell a lot of the fans respect Bobby Lashley and Shelton. Spear on Taiwa Leona. Let's see. Oh my goodness, Taiwa Leona ate some table. No wonder people call him the Almighty. Now Ricochet is scared because now it's Sheldon. Oh, he's playing with Sheldon. Now he has all three members of the Hurt Syndicate. Now Ricochet's back into a corner. There is nowhere to run. There is nowhere to hide. Oh, and Brody Danielson put out another fact. MVP is celebrating his 25th anniversary of his wrestling career. So congratulations to MVP. They're not done yet. Oh my God. Through the table. Just end this thing. Just end this thing. Just end it. It was a good match though, but whoo. You're winners of this match. You're winners of this match. The Hurt Syndicate won a gruesome street fight and they still kept on their suits. Oh my God, that is funny. Even after the match, they still put on their suits after they've been sweaty and already kicked a lot of people and hurt people. But they didn't win the match. And up next, we're going to see the return of Jurassic Express. And as I mentioned, we did see the Young Bucks. It looks like they're paying for a ticket because they want to see Jurassic Express at ringside. So it looks like it's going to be, I have a slight feeling there is going to be a match between Jurassic Express and the Young Bucks at Wrestle Dream. But yeah, I think both, as you mentioned, I think it's a good idea for Jurassic Express to kind of cool off. And we are celebrating homecoming at Daly's Place. You know what I wish they would done? And they didn't do it last week during the 6-year anniversary. I kind of wish they did like a montage of like all the moments that they had of Daly's Place of when it first started, because they had so many moments during the pandemic. They only held it in just Daly's Place. It was just that arena. And I can tell you they've had pretty much a lot of wacky and crazy moments. And I kind of wish they did do that for the 6-year anniversary last week. I kind of wish they and I kind of wish they did put like montages of Daly's Place in the last 6 years, because they had some pretty good moments at Daly's Place. There were a lot of wacky ones, there were surprising ones, there were shocking ones. But that's the thing I wish they did, is like put a lot of oomph on the montage, because it's homecoming. And that is true. 6 years is no joke for a company that had to survive the pandemic. That is true. They pivoted. They pivoted so much. They pivoted a lot during the pandemic, and I was very happy. And obviously, of course, safety was an important issue, so they made sure everything was safety. But, you know, pivoting, and it felt weird because, like, they didn't have anybody. They didn't have no audience. But they learned how to pivot. And when fans started to come back in 2021, 2022, that's when the energy and the drive was still there. So shout outs to AEW for 6 years in. I mean, obviously, of course, they need some issues they need to work with. They need to ump up their women's division. I've been saying this here for the last couple of months, along on WWT. But they just need to be consistent with their storylines and figure out what is the end game. Oh Lord, I gotta deal with that with this creep and his now he upped up his goon squad.
Very simple. We're smarter and better than everyone else, so there's not a lot of strategy that needs to take place. From each according to their abilities, to me according to my needs. And what I need is for the walking weapon at Collision to destroy and dismantle Kota Ibushi. I know you're going to do it.
All right, well, Don, let's focus on tonight, because you've got Kyle versus Kyle, too.
Kyle versus Kyle!
Kyle O'Reilly is an irritant to me. Kyle O'Reilly is such a fan, such a mark for this man, that he named himself after Kyle Fletcher.
All right, let's talk the double Jeopardy Eliminator match, because if Brodido gets the win tonight, one of those men will get a shot at the Unified Championship.
That is technically true, but it's never going to happen. And you want to know why? Tell him, Rock!
Well, happened last Friday night in Arena, Mexico. Hechicero ripped Bandido's shoulder out of the socket, and you're looking at the uncrowned ROH World Champion right there.
Takeshita and Okada are going to work together.
Well, it looks like Hechicero still has unfinished business with Bandido for the Ring of Honor World Championship match. And we do have Ring of Honor final battle by the end of the year.
Don Callis Family will once again.
Oh boy. Well, that was interesting from that creep. We're going to see Kyle versus Kyle. And we also have double Jeopardy happening. But speaking of tag teams, we get to see a tag team that's been around from the beginning of AEW, and we're also former AEW tag team champions. We get to see the returning duo of Jurassic Express. Oh, the two of them back together again. And they've been one of the staples for AEW from the beginning. They've been together. As I mentioned, they were former tag team champions, and Daly's Place is giving them a welcome hello. He used to Jungle Jack. Hi, Zach Minger, and it's National Taco Day. So thank you on that. And obviously, they're showing what happened last week, as I mentioned. Jurassic Express taking on the Young Bucks. But apparently Kenny Omega still has some beef with Jack Perry because they had a confrontation last week. So who knows where that's going to go. Yeah, we did see that. But also, I do think at Wrestle Dream, it's going to be probably the Young Bucks taking on Jurassic Express. And it looks like the Young Bucks are supposed to be in the audience because they said they were going to buy a ticket. Because apparently one of the so-called idiots of the Young Bucks blew all their money. They blew up all the money in the casino, which I don't know why you're not supposed to do that. And this is where, if they're going to be EVPs and money, maybe they need to think about getting an accountant on handling their money. Yeah, you're right, Bosa. It was Tweedle D, as you call him, Nicholas. He blew up all the money. But we get to see Jurassic Express together again. It's crazy because we haven't seen Jack Perry since he lost the TNT title. What? Look at the Young Bucks in the audience with kids. They're like in the audience. Oh yeah, I do see them. If you see the on TV, you can see them on the upper right hand corner on the TV screen. They're right near kids. They're chanting for Luchasaurus, and I'm so happy to see Luchasaurus back because he had a very, very scary injury. Like, he had a very scary injury and illness that it almost took his life. Like, it's just so remarkable seeing him from, like, collapsing at home in the hospital and just seeing him now in the ring feeling at 100%. It's just remarkable to see. And I'm so glad to see Luchasaurus is 100% healthy and happy to see him back in the ring. Look at these guys, like the Young Bucks, as I mentioned there, looking on to Jurassic Express. What are they doing? Oh, they got the ball? Beach ball. Brian Danielson, he's like the dad. He's like, this is not a street fight, ladies and gentlemen. I hope the crowd's not bored. You would think with Luchasaurus being together. Brian can't turn off the dad. He's just used to it. He can't help him. He cannot help himself. 3, and that's it. And your winners of this match is Jurassic Express. Nice win by Jurassic Express. Well, the Young Bucks are kind of running, but look, that surprise there. They're running to the ring and trying to do a sneak attack in on Jack Perry and Luchasaurus. Oh, look, so giant. He has both. Oh, and a double low blow. Boza, I think that match is going to be in the main card. Because when was the last time you've ever seen the Young Bucks on a tailgate brawl? When was the last time? And of course they want to be on the main show. Why would you not have a main show without the Young Bucks? I was being sarcastic, by the way. But yeah, we have the Young Bucks out here. Yay! They're making mess, and obviously, and it's crazy because the last time this happened, oh, hold on, they're gonna talk, so I guess I should be quiet.
In the professional wrestling business, we call this a callback. ring. How about this? Jurassic Express versus the Young Bucks.
Told you. It's gonna happen at Wrestle Dream. It's a proposition. And it's funny, this is the same movie they put Tony Khan in when they were in Daly's place. Crazy. Crazy. And they took Tony Khan out right before the NFL draft. And he had to wear a neck brace. Poor guy. And you did it to Boss Man, too. Oh, we're gonna hear from the Death Riders. Probably about Darby Allin.
Tangerine balls. I bet you think this is personal, don't you? Well, I promise you, it's not. The bastard is back, and I'm just looking for a little snack to get going, a little pig squeak to hurt my appetite. So tonight, I am going to.
I hear people chanting Freshly Squeeze.
To you. I am going to out-wrestle you, I am going to outclass you, and more importantly, I'm going to make you suffer. And then we are moving onwards and upwards because the Death Riders, we have ambition that far outweighs the likes of you. Tell them you that. Orange Cassidy, you and I used to be real tight, which is why tonight is going to hurt me.
You are such a liar. You are a damn liar.
Riders are going to elevate AEW to the level we know it can get to. And we got to trim the fat. We got to cut. And we have to separate the winners from the losers. The thing about being a loser, it's not about wins and losses. It's not about getting your shoulders pinned to the canvas. It is a mentality. And every day I walk around and I see a lot of losers. But a winner, oh my God, is a choice. You got to wake up every day and you got to want to win. We wake up every day and we want to win, and that's what we're going to do. We're just going to keep winning. We're going to win tonight. We're going to win next week. The week after that, we're going to keep winning because that's what winners do.
It's crazy because he called Nigel a parasite. Last week on Collision, Daniel Garcia. Wow. Well, speaking of that, I will say this, Boza, if it's not Mercedes main eventing, it's going to be Pac versus Orange Cassidy. I think it will be Pac versus Orange Cassidy because with the fact you also have the Death Riders, and we could see a surprise appearance from Darby Allin. But we are getting... Oh, they just did? Oh, awesome. I kind of figured that was going to be the main event. So now we know the main event is going to be my main squeeze. Freshly squeezed Orange Cassidy taking on Pac. I mean, as I said, don't be shocked if you do see Darby Allin kind of lurking a bit. But we're going to get Kyle versus Kyle for the TNT Championship match. Oh my goodness. I know I got to deal with that creep Don Callis. But yeah, we're getting Kyle versus Kyle for I think this is going to be a good match. Round 2. Oh, God. I got to deal with Lance Archer and Don Callis. Come on now. If you follow TNT on their socials, they have a little caption on their bio section where they say, Kyle Fletcher is our champion. It's nice to see Kyle versus Kyle. They're like, let's go Kyle. But it's like, which Kyle are you going for? But this is going to be a fun match. Because originally we were supposed to have Hologram versus Kyle Fletcher. But unfortunately, Kyle Fletcher got hurt. I meant Kyle Fletcher. Hologram got hurt, unfortunately, on Collision. So, unfortunately, so Kyle O'Reilly. Well, actually, last week it was supposed to be Kyle Fletcher versus Hologram, but Kyle Fletcher is helping out his conglomeration brethrens, and they still got to deal with they still have to deal with the added members of the Don Callis family. Then OC has to deal with the Death Riders. It's just like there's so many people. And this is where they're going to need some reinforcements and some misfits leading into Blood and Guts. Question is, who's going to be a part of Blood and Guts? This would be the only time you put up. Yeah, the double Jeopardy. But it's going to be a good match. Kyle O'Reilly, Kyle Fletcher for the TNT Championship match. Don't be shocked if it's a lot of shenanigans in this match. Because obviously Lance Archer is at ringside. And who knows what we'll get from the Don Callis family. But I feel like this is definitely going to be a close one. Both Kyles. But also feel free to put in the chat on which Kyle that you're going for to win this match. Which Kyle? And also, if you like hockey, NHL starts tomorrow. So I guess it makes more sense that Collision's on Saturday, which I thought I was gonna do watch along tomorrow, but that's okay.
Great point, Kaz. You can even see how Kyle has been countering Kyle Fletcher's counters for this mix-off.
Ooh, nice move by Kyle Fletcher.
It's a mass game at some point to this business, and Kyle Fletcher was able to weather the storm, the submission storm of the great Kyle O'Reilly. Well, thus far. Yeah, we saw when Kyle O'Reilly got that spray, but it was out of Kyle Fletcher trying to stop him. One of the things I love about Kyle O'Reilly is he's such a
Yep, hockey is back. So ESPN's gonna have a busy week because they have that tonight. Also, Crown Jewel in Perth, Australia will be on the ESPN app this Saturday. 8 a.m. on the East Coast, 5 a.m. on the West Coast. Look at Kyle O'Reilly. He's putting a submission hold in, but Kyle Fletcher has his feet on the ropes. And of course, obviously, Kyle Fletcher ran outside the ring. Hopefully he's not hurt because he's feeling on his arm. Nice kick by Kyle O'Reilly. He's like, I just hit Kyle. I would not be shocked if there was a Kyle versus Kyle round 3. I gotta do like this trilogy. I would not be mad about it. Ooh, nice move by Kyle Fletcher. So if you're watching on TBS, the match is still live, but it is on picture-in-picture. So just to let you know. And they're doing the promo for Collision, which is this Saturday. I think the one thing I was really bummed about the Title Tuesday part was the not enough appearances from the women's division on Dynamite. I mean, I get with Mercedes Moné, she wants to defend the TBS title, but it would have been nice to get an appearance by Chris Statlander, who is the AEW Women's Champion. I know some of the ladies are going to be on Collision this weekend, but it would be nice to at least get more of a presence from your women's division on Dynamite. That's all I'm saying. Because as much as I love all the matches, I wouldn't mind seeing them squeeze in another match or two for Title Tuesday. I mean, if they really want to do that, they could have at least utilized the partnership between CMLL and New Japan. That could also have been another kick in there. But who am I to say? I'm just putting out what I think should be best. Because for me, I know people like to talk a lot of trash about AEW, but I always know that they do have some good stuff in there, and I always say what's working, what's not working, what can they improve, or imagining myself that I am in that creative writer's room if I was in there, because I do think they do have some potential storylines that they could do. Oh, really? She's defending the CMLL. Yeah, I know. That's why I kind of wish they did have a lot more presence from the women's division tonight for Title Tuesday. It does make me sad because they could have continued some storylines or created some out of nothing. Yeah, I know, Boza. I kind of wish they did it too, but I guess with the fact because of Wrestle Dreams next weekend, they just didn't want to do that. Heck, you could have put on Sari and Alex Windsor tonight on Title Tuesday instead of Ring of Honor, with the fact that AEW has a partnership with New Japan and Stardom. You could have put that match on for tonight. Come on now. Tony Khan, God bless your heart, sir, because I know you try to do as much as you can. God bless your little heart. But also congratulations to you, because the team that you work for picked a huge victory last night. So yeah, I think that's what it is, Boza, because I know allegedly she is taking time off right now, and she probably won't be back before Final Battle for Ring of Honor. And yeah, she is getting ready for her next show at the end of this month, which I'm very excited. And I think I can't believe I didn't post it yet, but I am going to post my question about Athena, because we did talk about that a little bit at the media scrum for Ring of Honor Death Before Dishonor. So I will post that on my socials as soon as possible. But we are back live for a special edition of Timeless Elite Tuesday with AEW Dynamite Title Tuesday, where we have the TNT Championship match with Kyle versus Kyle. Kyle O'Reilly, Kyle Fletcher, both going one-on-one. This is round 2 of their trilogy. I need them to keep going with this trilogy. It's just so fun to watch. If there was a trilogy I would love for it to keep going, it would probably be this one. And for the women's one, I'm still waiting on Jamie Hayter versus I would love to see Jamie Hayter versus Toni Storm, but I want that to happen at Wembley, and I want them to teach that storyline. And also, Maria Shafir getting her feet wet with the rest of the women's division, because I do see some ladies that can put a beating on her. Yes, Boza, I am going to post that clip, because I can't believe I didn't post that. But an interesting submission move by Kyle Fletcher. And Kyle has his hand on one of the bottom ropes. I love they're showing some of the tweets about AEW. Let's go, Kyle. Let's go, Kyle. I just hope Kyle has fun on AEW Dynamite. I love seeing the tweets pop up on TV. It's hilarious. Welcome back, Jurassic Express. The Bucks stole my seats. Oh, nasty drop by Kyle Fletcher. The Hurt Syndicate versus Gates of Agony street fight was a sympathy of brutality. People need to be Pacific, which I know, it's crazy. If Kyle doesn't win, I'm going to be so upset. Which Kyle are you talking about? Ooh, Kyle Fletcher took a nasty hit onto the barricade. Yeah, I need another Kyle trilogy. I need it to be round 3. Ooh, nice move by Kyle O'Reilly. I love that Bryan Danielson is so into this match. It just gets him so excited. I just love that. Oh, man. Not trying to do the brain. I should say Aussie Brain Buster. That should be his finishing move. Aussie Brain Buster. Ooh, oof. Man, Kyle O'Reilly hit his head on the turnbuckle.
Incredible counter by Kyle Fletcher. Don, you've got to be proud of your man. Absolutely. Sometimes no matter what the skill level, watch this thing. He had to let go. O'Reilly had to let go of that arm bar. He had it in midair. I'm telling you, Fletcher's heard that thing, Don. No matter what the skill level of Kyle O'Reilly, Kyle Fletcher has the power to move him around the ring where he wants him, and that's been the difference. 1 week after that,
The fans are chanting, "This is awesome." The fans are chanting, "This is awesome." Both Kyles are having blows face to face. Super kick by Kyle Fletcher. DDT by Kyle O'Reilly. Kick out by Kyle Fletcher. I would not be shocked if this match ended in a draw, to be honest. I hope her match doesn't get bored. I hope it's an exciting match with Mercedes. Well, as much time as I take jabs on Mercedes, and second, third me only once, because he said a lot of shit about my lady Toni Storm. But I'm just saying, you can't deny her wrestling ability. I just hope it's not boring. I'm very curious on who is going to respond. Ooh, nice kick by Kyle O'Reilly to the head of Kyle Fletcher. Kick out made by Kyle. Like I said, I would not be shocked if this ended in a draw. Aussie Brain Buster. Oh, I enjoy Bryan Danielson on commentary. He's just so fun. Oof, left leg. I know we called it Brain Buster, but I'm calling it the Aussie Brain Buster. Your winner and still TNT champion, Kyle Fletcher. I hope we do see a Kyle versus Kyle round 3. Look at Lance Archer. What's that? Boy, they really want to take out Kyle O'Reilly. Yeah, both of the match did end. Lance Archer trying to put, and here comes the rest of the conglomeration. Here comes Brody. Here comes Ishii. They're going to need a lot of reinforcements to handle the Don Callis family. I mean, I know they have Brodido because Brodido still has issues with Don Callis family. Hopefully they get Kota Ibushi because Kota Ibushi's face off against Josh Alexander this Saturday on Collision, and he still has issues. And of course, we see Mark Briscoe. I thought at least Mark Briscoe would have a weapon or something. Yeah, we see like a few members of the Don Callis family. Get him at it. Get the trash out of there, Mark Briscoe. It looks like, and Mark Briscoe said Kyle Fletcher owes him a match for the TNT Championship. Yeah, it's not over between the conglomeration and the Don Callis family. And like I said, conglomeration is going to need a lot of help because obviously they can get help from Brodido because Brodido looks like they still have issues with the Don Callis family. Hopefully they get Kota Ibushi to help them. And obviously, well, because I know we did see Kenny next week. I know we saw Kenny last week, but I'm pretty sure Kenny still has a lick to chew with the Don Callis family. But we shall see. Like I said, I'm happy with Dynamite. I was gonna say, Boza, for that, I was gonna say the Death Riders against Darby Allin and his Misfits, because I feel like, I guess with the fact too, because they had an unsanctioned lights out match at Forbidden Door, but I feel like with the Death Riders, they still have that. Because I was gonna say the Death Riders could be a part of that Blood and Guts, the men's Blood and Guts match. I'm just very curious with the Don Callis family, the conglomeration, like who would be. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Like nothing against the conglomeration or the Don Callis family, because I feel like they need something beyond Blood and Guts. They need something beyond that. And I kept thinking the Death Riders would be for the men's for Blood and Guts. It's just the question is, who would be against the Death Riders? Because obviously you have Darby. Darby just had to get some Misfits in there, because I'm sure there's a lot of people that really want a piece of the Death Riders. And oh yeah, I know women's Blood and Guts. It's just who's going to be in it, by the way. That is the question. Oh yeah, the women's. It's just the men. Well, I could say the conglomeration. I'm trying to think. Darby and the, well, that's interesting too, with the fact Pac is going on with Orange Cassidy. Orange Cassidy knows all the members of the conglomeration very, very well. I feel like almost everybody's going after Orange Cassidy since he's been back. So it could be a possibility. Darby may get some help from the conglomeration. He could get help from Brodido. He could get help from Kota Ibushi. There's a lot of options that Darby could do. Or, and I'm leaving this out there because I still think, call me crazy, I still think it is going to happen. I know people think I'm crazy, but I think we may see Darby Allin and Nigel McGuinness back in the ring to take on the conglomeration. Because I mentioned on Saturday, Daniel Garcia called Nigel McGuinness a parasite. And God knows what they could say. God knows what you could say about Bryan Danielson. Because I know he's itching to get revenge. And Terry M, to be fair, Mark Briscoe is not a loser. Yes, he wants Kyle Fletcher. He hasn't had a match against Kyle Fletcher. So, to be fair, Mark Briscoe is really branching out to being a good solo star. Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying, Bozy. He ain't no parasite, but I'm just saying, Nigel, if you bring I think Nigel is really going to be in this. And especially with the fact, too, he didn't like the comments he said about Daddy Magic, because I know Nigel's very respectful with Daddy Magic. I think the only way you can get Nigel out of there is if they really put a threat on Tony Schiavone. Oh, and we're backstage with Renee and Kyle Fletcher.
Mark Briscoe came out there to take advantage of me after a hard-fought title defense. We all know on any given day I have Mark Briscoe's number. Let me remind you, I've beaten him twice before.
I might remind you that he's also beaten you twice. So some breaking news per Tony Khan. At Wrestle Dream, it will be Kyle Fletcher versus Mark Briscoe.
Oh, man. So breaking news, ladies and gentlemen, courtesy of Mr. Bossman himself, it will be Kyle Fletcher against Mark Briscoe at Wrestle Dream next weekend. And it looks like that creep has a plan. So when that creep talks in Kyle Fletcher dear, something's up. So, well. But now we have the ladies. We do have Mercedes Moné putting her TBS Open Championship match. Very curious on who she's going to put up against. And also with the fact, too, I was actually on Twitter. She's looking for some male models to hold her belts. I'm just, look, this is real. This is on her social media accounts. This is on her Twitter. She is looking for some male models to help model her belts. I'm just saying. And she's going to be in Canada She's going to be in Canada, I think later this month or November. She will be in Canada later this month. So I don't think it's Tony Khan that's doing that. She's the one calling the shots, and I would be too if I had to put. Oh.
This is a dream match for me. I followed your entire career, and I've been playing catch up. And now all roads lead.
So, formerly known as Katana Chance is having a shot against Mercedes Moné. Well, Lacey Lane, formerly known as Katana Chance, is getting a shot. I did not know she was from Florida. I didn't realize it. Oh, Kaden Carter. I got them confused because I was like, did she Katana Chance? Kaden Carter. Thank you for that, Boza. So, yeah, Lacey Lane. She answered the call. I did not know she was from Florida. And yes, Boza, she did take on Mina Shirokana for the number one contender for the Ring of Honor Women's TV title. Even Bryan Danielson shocking the world. It is going to be a good match, but I can't see her losing right before she breaks Jade's record. She's got to break Jade's record first, and then you can have her drop the title, and then she can go for another belt. And the reason I say this, and I was telling Honey this, I think she should back away from the AEW Women's Championship for a while, with the fact with Chris Statlander, because it looks like there is going to be a lot of unfinished business between Chris Statlander and the Death Riders. I think there is a lot of untold stories, and especially with the fact with Marina Shafir, that's why I said I smell a lot of fishiness between Toni Storm and Chris Statlander. With the fact you also have to look out for Wheeler Yuta, as I mentioned, Marina Shafir, and who else from the Death Riders. So it's only a matter of time on how many times they're going to recruit Chris Statlander. And the last thing I want is for Mercedes to get caught in the fray. And also with the fact too, with Mercedes, the only way I could see it happening is if she paid off Marina Shafir, because Chris Statlander did something that she couldn't do, and that was beat Toni Storm. I mean, could you imagine if Chris Statlander beat Toni Storm twice? Well, she already beat her twice, but not one-on-one. Could you imagine if Chris Statlander did something that Mercedes couldn't do, and that was beat Toni Storm? She wouldn't live to the day. Mimicking the CEO dance. And also with the fact too, you saw her face when she was up against Toni Storm in tag team action. She looked like you saw a ghost. Yeah, exactly. And like I said, oh, that was right in the face, man. She is going to be a good match. Oh, the Hardy Boys, they're doing their thing. They have the NXT Tag Team, TNA, Fourth Rope Tag Team Champions. But, hey, listen, I get nothing against the Hardys. They go with the Hard. That's because people love the Hardys. I wouldn't even care less if they had gold or not. I still love them. That's okay, Boza, because like I said, they already got 3 belts. Hey. And you know, the thing is, they want to prove that they're the best. It's crazy. Next weekend is Wrestle Dream, and I'm still getting over the fact from last year at Wrestle Dream, because we all know what happened last year at Wrestle Dream. It's crazy. But yeah, next Saturday, it will be on HBO Max. But like I said, the match is, I'm watching it on TBS. I'm watching it on TBS, and the match is said. The match is on picture in picture. So the TBS Open Challenge. Mercedes Moné taking on Lacey Lane, formerly known as Kaden Carter. And she's been making it around. She was on Ring of Honor last week, taking on Mina Shirakawa, and now she's facing off against Mercedes Moné tonight for her TBS Open Challenge. I think it's a solid match. Well, Terry M, to be fair, we kind of knew Mercedes ain't losing because next Friday, she will break Jade's record and be the longest reigning TBS champion. So once she breaks the record, she can do that. I still think Alex Windsor. I know, me too. I'm very curious on how Seth thinks. Hopefully he doesn't think of it as an afterthought. But I still believe Alex Windsor is going to be the one to dethrone Mercedes. It's just a matter of time of when. But I believe, and not because she's my lady, but I believe that she'll be the one to do it.
This is great. Now I'm kind of feeling chicken.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too, Bosa. She's doing a few side quests to help out with Ring of Honor. So that's gonna be something. Also, I didn't even mention this on Collision. So if you watched Collision this past week, you saw Jet Speed and Willow Nightingale take on FTR with that Weasel Stokely at ringside, and we thought Willow was gonna get the powerbomb to Stokely because he deserved it. Megan Bayne is aligning with FTR. And you also have to be quiet of Penelope Ford as well. So we are going to have a mixed trios on Collision this weekend. Megan Bayne and FTR taking on Willow Nightingale and Jet Speed. And plus, I have a feeling this is going to probably lead to Willow Nightingale teaming up with Beth Phoenix, taking on Megan Bayne and Penelope Ford. Come on now. When you really think about it, Edge and Christian still has some unfinished business with FTR. And it's only a matter of time because if Beth comes back in the ring, oh my goodness. Her and Willow teaming up together? Woo! That's going to be very interesting. Her and Beth. Willow and Beth teaming up together. That would be something. Yeah, I think it's going to make blood and guts. Question is, that's gonna be the question. What are they gonna do with the tag team titles? Who's gonna? And also a sidetrack thing there. We are back live, by the way, from Daly's Place. Mercedes Moné has her TBS Open Challenge taking on Lacey Lane, formerly known as Kaden Carter. And I actually do love that AEW acknowledges National Hispanic Heritage Month. It makes me happy that they are acknowledging some of the diversity, unlike the other promotion, because we're not going to talk about that. But I do like AEW is acknowledging a little bit of diversity. Just need to put more of your women's matches on Dynamite. More than one. That's all I want. I just want more than one match on Dynamite. That's all I ask. Well, Mercedes is feeling it. I know, Bozo, don't remind me. This is the only women's match. I mean, it's a great match, but it's like, I wish there was like more presence for the women's division. I mean, I know they're all going to be on Collision, but it would be nice because it's homecoming. A lot of them been around from the beginning of Daly's Place, and they could have shown like a montage of moments from Daly's Place, which would have been cool. Ooh, nice move by Lacey Lane. would have been, but unless there's an injury or somebody's taking time off, but they still should have started. I don't know why. Kick out made by Mercedes. She was that close on being TBS champion. Yeah, that's a good match. Like I said, I just wish it was more than one women's match or one segment they could have had. That's all I wanted. Oh man, 1-2. Oh, that's an unusual pin right there. That's an unusual pin. 3, and your winner. It looked like she had some stamina in there. But your winner of this match, and obviously still TBS champion, Mercedes Moné. As I mentioned, next, and courtesy of Boza, next Friday, she will be the longest reigning TBS champ. Terry, you better be careful what you wish for, because I did say Alex Windsor is going to be the one to do it. Next Friday. Well, next Friday, she'll be the longest reigning TBS champion, but I still think Alex Windsor is going to be the one to do it. Just a matter of time. Oh, we see Sammy Guevara and the Beast Mortos.
Last week, you didn't win your match with Jalisco. You just survived. But this week on Collision Homecoming, it's going to be a different story. Because you're not going against a man. Oh, no, you're going against LFI's Beast, Mortos. So why don't you go and say your prayers, talk to your family, tell them you love them, because after you get in the ring with him, it's going to be adios, Eddie Kingston. And that is Spanish for goodbye.
Well, we are getting the Beast Mortos and Eddie Kingston.
Sammy, again, another week of you talking trash. Jalisco, I beat his ass because of you, Sammy. Now, Beast, again, stop letting Sammy talk for you, because he's going to get your ass kicked. See you on Collision, dog.
Oh, man, Eddie Kingston. The one thing I will love about Eddie Kingston, he doesn't take no crap from anybody, and he'll just say whatever. But he will still fight, and he will still take care of business, and I love that. But yeah, up next we have our Tag Team Eliminator Double Jeopardy match. And it's really interesting. I find it very ironic that Sammy Guevara is right next to the Beast Mortos, who happens to date the person that just retained their TBS title. I just find that really fascinating. But that's all I have. That's all I have to say. That's all I have to say. But make sure to get your beverage and everything else, because we're going to take a quick commercial break, because we do have this match and we have the main event match. So make sure to get your beverage, get everything else, and I will see you back here shortly. And we are back. Special edition of Timeless Elite Tuesday. Oh, you know, Boza, Mary's gonna gloat and trying to say he wants CEO Wednesday. He ain't getting CEO Wednesday as long as I have the keys, because I've never seen him do a watch along. He ain't getting the keys from me. Only way that could happen is if Tony Khan hires me. That's the only way you're gonna get it, if Tony Khan gives me a job. But we do have a double Jeopardy Eliminator tag team match. And it's only a matter of time Takeshita and Okada are going to meet one-on-one. It's just a matter of time. And I believe Takeshita is going to be the one to beat Okada, with the fact he has not lost since he's been in AEW. I just want to be very clear. He has not lost. And he's due to have a pinfall soon. Yeah, Bozo, we got to listen to that little creep again. Dear God. And we're just waiting on the reigning AEW Tag Team Champions, Brodido. I actually like them as a tag team. I just hope they don't set them up as transitional tag champions. Bandido, 2 belts. I love the handshake they do. I just love this tag team. They're just so fun to watch. I know, that's my biggest concern. I just don't want them to be transitional tag team champions, because that would make me sad. Because then it's like, where are we going with the tag team titles? Where are we going? And also, speaking of tag teams, because every single one of my clientele party is healthy. Brian Danielson. But speaking of tag teams on Collision, I don't know if anybody's been following, but my guys, Caster and Bowens, will be tag teaming again on Collision this weekend against Big Bill and Brian Keith. And even they said they don't like each other. Listen, I saw the episode that they were with RJ over the weekend, and I will say this because I met them both separately. Deep down, they love each other. They love each other. They're like siblings. They're like siblings that you just never get tired of, but deep down you care about them. They're like siblings. So they'll be in Collision action this weekend. But like I said, it's only a matter of time when they're going to reunite for Wembley next year, because they were involved in the first 2 Wembleys. So just a matter of time. Just let them figure it out, and let the storyline play out. And also with the fact to let them go one-on-one at Full Gear. That was the last time we saw the Acclaim wrestle on a pay-per-view. So let them run with it. But speaking of tag teams, we do have a double Jeopardy tag team eliminator match. We have Brodido taking on the Don Callis Family's Konosuke Takeshita and Kazuchika Okada, which, by the way, I do believe Takeshita is going to be the one to dethrone Okada. It's just a matter of time, and they teased it. But feel free to put in the chat on who you guys got. You guys got Brodido, or do you have Konosuke Takeshita and Okada winning this thing? Nice double team by Brodido. Oh, and I do see the bandage Bandido has on his shoulder. Because I feel like him and Hechicero still have another unfinished go-around business when we get to Ring of Honor Final Battle. Oh, look at Bandido. His you can tell by his shoulder. Oh God, Okada took out Bandido. So it looks like. Question is, this is going to be the $1 million question. This is going to be interesting how Takeshita and Okada work well together with the fact they still. See, look at this. It's only a matter of time that they're going to be one-on-one, and they have a tag team match. So, yeah. $1 million question is, can they get along in this match? Oh, I had to sneeze. It was just only a matter of time I had to sneeze. But I am watching this on TBS. If you're watching this on TBS, the match is still going live in picture-in-picture. So just want to be very clear of that. And it looks like Okada has been getting the upper hand here. Exactly. It's pretty much glorified. But before I go, because I am going to probably do a quick post show after this, I do want to thank everybody for joining with me on this special watch-along edition of Timeless Elite Tuesday. I know NXT was on, and a lot of people were watching NXT because I did see a lot of content creators watching and streamlining on NXT, which is fine. I didn't have a problem with that. It's a choice. Everybody has a choice. So I can't knock anybody for that. But I do want to thank everybody for joining with me on this special edition of Timeless Elite Tuesday with me. It has been fun spending it with all of you on this Title Tuesday. We'll be going down the action. I'm going to do probably a quick post show after this is over. Just some super quick, nothing crazy. But do want to thank everybody for joining. No, it's always a hassle when you have these head-to-heads, but hey. And for the fact, too, tomorrow, I only have to do WWT Live. And I can catch up on my other shows on TV, which is really, really nice. And Collision will be this Saturday, by the way. Well, I thought it was tomorrow, but it'll be this Saturday. And depending on, because we are in the midst of baseball postseason, we'll see how that goes. But like I said, Collision, continue with Homecoming, is this weekend. So thank you to everybody for joining with me. And we still got some action. We got one more match. And that's the main event. Pac taking on Orange Cassidy. And you know there's going to be a lot of chaos with the conglomeration. Well, I'm trying to think, because the conglomeration also had to deal with the Don Callis family earlier. So I'm pretty sure we didn't get to see an appearance from him earlier in the night. But I do think we'll see an appearance from Darby Allin to close out the show. Because with Pac and Orange Cassidy, you know the Death Riders are going to be close by. So who knows with Darby Allin? I mean, I seen him with a flamethrower. And he looked like the Terminator with that flamethrower. If you ever saw the movie The Terminator, that's who Darby Allin reminds me of. But I'm looking at this match in picture-in-picture. And we are back live from Daly's Place. And this is a special edition of Timeless Elite Tuesday because, yes, it is Title Tuesday, but it's also Homecoming. It is Homecoming back to the place where AEW started, at Daly's Place. We have a double Jeopardy Tag Team Eliminator Match. We have the reigning AEW Tag Team Champions Brodido taking on Konosuke, Takeshita, and Kazuchika Okada. I still believe Takeshita and Okada are definitely going to go one-on-one. It's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of time. All right, here comes Bandido. Bandido. Ooh, it looks like a miscue between Takeshita and Okada. But nice Hurricanrana by Bandido. Kick out made. That's okay, Boza, because I'm going to watch NXT tomorrow anyway, because I'm very curious on what's going to happen. But nice kick by Okada. Yeah, and I know, Boza, you're trying to be on your best behavior. But also, yes, just to remind you, SmackDown will be at Perth this week. And just a PSA, don't give out any spoilers for SmackDown, especially when Honey does her watch on for SmackDown. Do not give any spoilers. Nice tag team made by Brodido. They're just a fun tag team to watch, and I love them. I love that Bandido's trying to mimic Brody with his cannonball. And what's Bandido gonna do? He's doing the and Okada, he went with the sneaky. He went with a sneaky attack on his shoulder. I feel like that's going to be the catalyst right there. Blue Thunderbomb, but Brody kicked out. Yeah, exactly. I just love Brodi's chemistry. I'm just waiting for them to do the Macarena. I'm just waiting for them to do the Macarena. And obviously Takeshita goes after the shoulder. Kick out made. Right, Bandido. Oh, and his shoulder. You can tell the effects of the shoulder injury is really getting to him. And Takeshita's taking advantage. Oh, man. Rainmaker. Man, holy crap. Your winners and new tag team champions, Kazuchika Okada and Konosuke Takeshita. And ladies and gentlemen, this is not a... God, man. You would think with Mercedes I'm okay with, but you do realize Okada has 4 belts, right? He has 4. Oh, boy. It's only a matter of time. I'm going to tell you something. It's only a matter of time. I know. That's the thing I'm nervous about because Oh, and we see Jet Speed and Willow Nightingale. I can't believe Kevin. And also Kevin Knight pinged Dax, by the way. Stokely ain't got no hose. I am going to say this. It's going to be a mixed trios match on Collision this weekend, but I'm just saying. When Beth comes back, it's going to be her and Willow taking on Penelope Ford and Megan Bayne. You need to clock that. When Beth comes back, my God. I know. Yeah, Buzz, I mean, if you join it with me, we got new tag team champions, Okada and Takeshita, which is very, very odd. I don't know where this is going to go, but it looks like Okada's at belt number 4. And with the fact he also pinned Bandido. Good. Dare I say it? Get the Ring of Honor World Heavyweight Champion at Final Battle? Dear God, I hope not. Shout out to our producer from the future. Excuse you. Oh, thank you. I was like, wait, what? Oh, I thought they did win the belts. Okay. They didn't win the tag team titles. They get it. Okay, so this makes me good. Okay, so they didn't get. I know that. I thought at least they got the tag team titles, but listen, it's been a long day for me. I'm trying to get myself up to speed because all these stipulations and double elimination. Okay, so now we know they both get a shot at the tag team titles next weekend at Wrestle Dream. Well, Brodido better bring it. I don't want them to be transitional tag team champion. Yeah, pretty much, but I just don't want Brodido to be transitional champions. I know, Boza. I wait for Beth for Stokely, but I need Beth and Willow. Dylan, to be fair, you know this week is homecoming, so it's only fair for AEW to go 2.5 hours because it is homecoming and they're at Daly's place. To be fair, I mean, I'm just saying. I mean, AEW had their stuff planned out. I mean, we know that their schedule is going to be a little bit funky because of baseball postseason. I'm just saying it. NXT versus TNA, it was like, huh? What? I'm just saying. I thought at least they would do like NXT versus TNA leading up to War Games. That would have been more fun. But we're on commercial and we're almost at that time. We're at the main event. Pac versus Freshly Squeezed Orange Cassidy for the main event. Hard to believe. It just doesn't feel right because usually it ends at 10 o'clock, but it ends at 10:30. So very happy for the main event. Maybe. I don't know. Oh, Lord, I got to deal with that weasel. They are the best, but they ain't the greatest tag team. They are one of them, but I know who takes that top spot. Because he ain't got no hose. I'm waiting for Beth to come back. I'm waiting for Beth to come back. And Beth is just going to wreak havoc. Not on Stokely. I think she's going to kick Megan Bane's ass. It's going to be her and Willow taking on Megan Bane and Penelope. Okay, so now, oh God. Here's Brodido. Brody had to give the prep talk in. I know, Bandido, I guess because after the soldier, and hold on, wait a minute. I have to put on my shades because I already know who's on. My main squeeze, Freshly Squeezed Orange Cassidy, and he's no stranger to Daly's place. He's just like, oh, I'm here in my Canadian tuxedo, and I'm just here to fight. Oh, I have to put my shades on anytime he comes on. Oh, okay. Yes, I think it was. I think it shook up Brodido, but Brodido's going to be fine. They're going to get back up and they're going to go next week. And I do have a feeling Takeshita is going to be the one to take the pinfall. And then you get Takeshita versus Okada. And you get them to fight it out. So they're going to be fine. But yes, my main squeeze, Freshly Squeezed Orange Cassidy is here in the main event. And he's going up against somebody who he knows very well, who he pinned to get his first AEW International. Well, back then it was the Mid-Atlantic title when it first started, but he became International Champion for the first time. Pac. I can tell you, there's going to be a lot of shenanigans, and you may see an appearance from Darby Allin. And I think, Bozy, because I think you and I were talking about this, I have a feeling if, because I don't know what's going on with the Ops, I don't know what's going on with Eddie, I do think it's going to be probably Darby Allin and the conglomeration taking on the Death Riders at Blood and Guts. That's what I'm thinking. Because Darby's going to need some help. And he can't do it all by himself. But these guys know each other very, very well. Orange Cassidy knows the Death Riders very well. He faced off with almost every single member of the Death Riders. So I do smell a lot of shenanigans taking place. Even though Pac said no members of the Death Riders will be at ringside, I can tell you they'll be lurking. And as I mentioned, you may get a glimpse of Darby Allin. Don't be shocked if he comes with a flamethrower. But here we go. We have our main event. Pac taking on Freshly Squeezed, my main squeeze, Orange Cassidy, one-on-one. Orange is just looking like, I'm just here. But don't let his looks fool you, because he can be cool as a cucumber, but he can be very dangerous in the ring and will kick your ass. But here we go. Yes, and also mentioning too, Wednesday, November 12th is Blood and Guts. Which I'm surprised they're doing it which I'm surprised that they're doing it. Let me look at my calendar. Yeah, they're doing it like a week before Full Gear. That's like Blood and Guts is that week, and then the week after that is Full Gear, which I find really interesting. But I guess they had to fill that void, especially with the fact they had to move around stuff with All in Texas. Yeah, but it was like 10 days before Full Gear. My. And very curious on what matches are going to happen at Full Gear. That's the question. Orange Cassidy doing what he does best. Yeah, I did see the price tickets for Vegas for WrestleMania. It's very, even if I had that kind of money, I don't think I would pay that much. And that's why I'm going to focus all my attention on attending Wembley next year, because I would like to attend Wembley Stadium for All In. And also feel free to put in the channel who you guys got winning. You guys got Pac, or do you have Orange Cassidy, or you smell shenanigans in this match? Oh yeah, it's finally official Jurassic Express against the Young Bucks in a 500K match. So pretty much, obviously, you know, whichever team wins, they get 500K. Oh man, anything that has to do with money. I'm gonna tell you something. The Young Bucks win, they better not blow that money like they did last time. That's all I have to say. But we will be doing bold predictions for Wrestle Dream next weekend, and it is shaping up to be a good, solid card. I'm looking at the tweet. That's Takeshita Okada versus Brodido match was awesome. I'm looking at the tweet. Nah, man, Lacey Lane is so good. Not gonna lie. I'm reading some of these tweets on TV. Some of these tweets are crazy. Kyle Fletcher versus Mark Briscoe at Wrestle Dream. Thank you very much. What a match. This show is outstanding tonight. Hashtag AEW Dynamite Title Tuesday. Yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see how the show is going to play out for Wrestle Dream. It is going to be a very good match. I'm pretty sure we'll probably get more between now and next weekend. There's Orange Cassidy, but Pat called him red-handed. Oh, man, that had to hurt. That had to very, very hurt. And if you're watching on TBS, I know Boza. I mean, I know she's a former tag team champion, but some of these tweets are kind of crazy. Oh, yeah, we'll definitely get matches for the tailgate brawl. I'm pretty sure they'll probably add one more match onto the main card. I know, I did see that during picture-in-picture because I'm watching on TBS. So if you're watching on TBS, it's on picture-in-picture. But yeah, I'm not surprised because Moxley gives a finger to everybody else. He gave middle fingers earlier tonight to random fans. So, as Bosa said, we have 6 matches. So, I'm pretty sure they'll probably add 3 more matches to the main card. Probably at 3. We are back live to AEW Dynamite, where we have our main event coming to you from Daly's Place. Pac taking on my main squeeze, Orange Cassidy. These two guys are no stranger to each other, with the fact Orange Cassidy pinned him to win. Well, it was the Mid-Atlantic, but the International Championship. So he is. He's trying to connect, but don't let Orange Cassidy's looks fool you, because he can be very dangerous in the ring. Just don't have him have him have a monkey wrench. Just keep him away from monkey wrenches for a while, because he hit Champaretta in the head with it. So that's all I have to say. Orange is just playing mind games, and Pac is just like, come on. See, there's a time and place when you want to have fun, but also a time and place you got to be serious. You should know this. That's how we won the international title. Kick to the face by Pac. Ooh. Double collision punch, but Orange is fired up and he's angry. Nice counter. But here comes Orange Cassidy. Nice kick to the face. Yeah, thank you for that, Excalibur. This is the 5th time they're meeting with each other. That's the one thing I wish they did. Is showing montage of Daly's plays for Homecoming. Also, next week for programming, just to get you a little bit alert, AEW Dynamite, AEW Collision, there will be a 3-hour special. So you'll be getting a special watch along with me next Wednesday, because I have 3 hours. It's not so bad. It's better than 4 hours. Because Summer Blockbuster, oh boy, that was 4 hours. But yep, Pac is back for the first time since around Mania week. He was injured when he faced off against Swerve Strickland, and injured is knee, ankle. Ooh, that nice punch by Orange. What's he thinking? So he's on the top row. What's he doing? So he's on the top rope. What's he doing? He's on the top rope. What's he doing? He has his hand in his pocket. He's like, oh, I'm just going to go leave it. But yeah, he broke Pac through that table, man. That was pretty awesome. That was pretty much. I know. Look, Ma, no hands, Kim. Look, Ma, no hands. I said, you know what? I'm still gonna do it with my hands in my pocket. And he leaped up. That's what Brian Danielson said. Orange Cassidy's in the zone. That's what Danielson said. Orange punch, man. I wonder what Mama Cassidy is thinking right now. Pac put his foot on the ropes. I wonder what Mama Cassidy. I know, right? I wonder what she's thinking from the Garden State. I wonder what her and the entire family are thinking from the Garden State of New Jersey. Because in fact, he is from New Jersey. He's from my home state. We got some cool people in New Jersey, by the way. Him, Deanna, Anthony Bowens. Pac is rolling out the ring. I don't think Orange is gonna fall for it, because I don't think people don't like it when they play his games. And like I said, Darby Allin is watching. They're on the stage of Daly's place, and they're trying to get through the fans. Oh, see, they're on the stands. Him and Pac on the stands. I forgot how unique Daly's place, the whole setup arena was. It's very unique. Oh no. No. Oh my god, you gave him a pile driver. Jeez. He's just rolling OC down the steps. What's he doing? There's Darby Allin! I knew Darby was looking. He handcuffed back to, I guess, payback from All Out Toronto, but Darby Allin. I told you Darby Allin's lurking. If he wasn't there earlier in the show, I'm sure he was there for the main event. Darby Allin. Darby Allin with the Michael Myers moment. Yeah. It's a good thing he didn't have a flamethrower. Leaped in. Thank you. Winner of this match. My guy. Fletcher Squeeze. My main squeeze. Orange Cassidy. With a little help from Darby Allin. Because Darby Allin almost handcuffed Pac. But he's okay. Look at Darby Allin. Look at Orange. I love that Orange is sitting on the stands like, oh my goodness, I'm hurt. Look at Darby Allin's face. He so looks like Michael Myers. He so looks like Michael Myers. Who's Darby? I would be terrified of Darby too. I would be very terrified. And where's he going? Who did he turn in his face? Was that? Orange is on the floor. Oh, Bryan Danielson. I think this is the time for Danielson's gonna just don't hit Danielson. Look at Darby. He has a taser. He has a taser. You better get away from him. He had a flamethrower 2 weeks ago. Actually, 2 weeks ago he had a flamethrower. And then after that he had a taser. Oh my god. Darby, hey, you don't mess with the man that plays a fire. Oh, did security really? I wanted to see him put Moxley on fire. Am I the only one that likes fire? I wanted him to throw him on fire. Well, I guess because they wanted to save for the I Quit match, because God knows what's gonna happen with that I Quit match. But I do have a feeling it's gonna be blood and guts for the man. He was gonna set John on fire for the second time. My God. And it's funny security is holding back Darby. It's especially with the fact, it's funny they're holding Darby back, especially with the fact that the whole shit that Moxley did within the whole year, taking out Bryan Danielson, taking out Chuck Taylor, almost ending Will Ospreay's career. My God. Oh boy. Well, this is how you end AEW Dynamite Homecoming, folks. I would not be surprised if he should have threw that too, because look, he said Moxley on fire. Might as well do it again. But that concludes AEW Dynamite tonight. I'm gonna pretty much do a quick post show. Oh boy. Yeah, it was really. Oh no, Bozy, they didn't tease it, but they did announce it as like an official for programming next week. So you probably missed it, but I know they did announce it twice during the broadcast. But yeah, next week will be next week it will be programming. It will be programming alert, but I'm pretty sure they'll remind it on Collision. But I know they did remind it twice on the broadcast that next week will be 3 hours of both AEW Dynamite and Collision. So, well, you might have missed it, but I know they did tease about it for the 3 hour one. I just don't think we have any matches yet to announce, probably till after Collision. But yeah, that's AEW Dynamite. And let me see if I can get so we kicked off Title Tuesday, or should I say AEW Homecoming, with the face-to-face encounter between Hangman Adam Page and Samoa Joe. I came in late, but it was a very good promo by those two, and you could tell the chemistry that they had, and you could tell by both of them, some of them have Daly's place as a sentimental value, especially when the pandemic hit and in 2021 fans are coming back. But just seeing this, and really going to be a good match between them. But but it's very interesting how here we are. So, but I do think it is going to be a good match between Hangman and Samoa Joe, because Samoa Joe will have an opportunity to get back the World Heavyweight Championship match. But both of them delivered a solid promo, and it definitely gets everybody hyped up for Wrestle Dream next weekend in their match. So, yeah, and Samoa Joe actually had some interesting words to say. He says Hangman Adam Page isn't a real World Heavyweight Champion. And that's really interesting. But he calls Hangman a fraud and going to choke him out at Wrestle Dream. Now, it is interesting with the fact that he has not, and Samoa Joe does have a point, he has not pinned. Hangman Adam Page has not pinned Samoa Joe. So that's also another thing. Hopefully we get to see that and see what happens. But we also did see the conglomeration backstage, because they had a busy night tonight between him and Roderick Strong, because it looks like Roderick Strong is still on the fence of not trusting a conglomeration. But I don't know. And I guess because the beef with him and Orange Cassidy that they had for the AEW International Championship match is still there. But we got to kick off the match between Jon Moxley against Tomohiro Ishii. These guys know each other very well. I thought it was a good, solid match to kick off the show, and definitely a hard-hitting affair since these guys know each other very well, and very happy that they still stay strong. I really thought Darby Allin was going to come out in the beginning of the show, but we'll talk about that later in the month. And also we saw the Young Bucks apparently pounding on Mr. Bossman's door saying they need another money match. So apparently they were sitting in front row seats. The Young Bucks said they bought themselves front row seats and had to sell some of their sneakers in order to do so. So, interesting enough. Very, very interesting. We also had a brutal and gruesome street fight between the Demand that features the team of Ricochet and the Gates of Agony against the Hurt Syndicate it was a very good, solid match by all 6 of these men. I was like, these guys were beating the crap out of each other. And I was like, I tip it off. I'm very happy all of them did it. And it was nice to see MVP. MVP looked like he hadn't skipped a beat. So I feel like there's still a lot more between all six men. And very curious on where this is going to go next. But congratulations to the Hurt Syndicate on finally getting a win. We got to see the return of former AEW Tag Team Champions Jurassic Express, and they picked up a pinfall victory. And of course, the Young Bucks were sitting at ringside, but they attacked Jurassic Express. And Nick Jackson challenges Jurassic Express to a match at Wrestle Dream, which it has been confirmed, courtesy of Boss Man. It will be a $500K match. It didn't surprise me at all because I was very happy to see, and it's going to be interesting continuing the story because Jack Perry and the Young Bucks, they still have some issues. Obviously, we did see Jack Perry and Kenny Omega get into it, so that's also another thing that we're going to probably get into throughout this whole story. But we also had Kyle versus Kyle for the AEW TNT Championship match. Kyle Fletcher taking on Kyle O'Reilly. This was actually a sleeper match of the night for me. It was definitely a match that both of these guys have so much chemistry. I would love to see round 3 of this trilogy because it just does seem fun. It was such a good match. This was my sleeper match of the night. But the winner and still TNT champion is Kyle Fletcher, and we got to see a brawl between the Don Callis family and the conglomeration since it's starting to heat up a bit. And we did see Kyle Fletcher and Mark Briscoe face to face. As Mark Briscoe mentioned, he really wants the TNT championship against Kyle Fletcher, and he's going to get it. And it will be official that Kyle Fletcher will be facing off against Mark Briscoe for the TNT Championship at Wrestle Dream. It's going to be a fun match, and I'm pretty sure that creep Don Callis has something up his sleeves. So, but passing in, this was my only critique. I had 2 critiques on this, and I'll talk about this later. We got to see the TBS champion Mercedes Moné put her TBS Championship Open Challenge against Lacey Lane, formerly known as King Carter. It was a really good, solid match between these 2 ladies. I was very happy to see the match. I'm not surprised that she didn't lose, with the fact next Friday she's gonna break Jade's record, and it's only a matter of time that she's going to win it. But I still believe Alex Windsor is going to be the one to take down Mercedes Moné for that TBS title. But we shall see on that. We also had a double Jeopardy match. The AEW Tag Team Champions Brodido taking on Konosuke Takeshita and Kazuchika Okada. This was a really good match between both of these teams, and it really looked like it was back and forth. I was very, very happy to see this happening. I think both of them really delivered on both teams, and I was very happy to see that. But unfortunately, your winners are Konosuke Takeshita and Kazuchika Okada, and they have an opportunity to go for the tag team title gold next weekend at Wrestle Dream. But Brodido, he seemed a little bit bummed out, but Brodido's going to be fine. I just hope they don't be transitional champions. That's the one thing I wish that they did. And then obviously, of course, we did get to see Willow Nightingale and Jet Speed along with FTR, Stokely, Mega Man, and Penelope Ford ahead of the mixed trios match this weekend on Collision Homecoming. I said what I said. I do believe when Beth comes back, it's going to be Beth and Willow Nightingale taking on Penelope Ford and Mega Man. And I am ready for that. I mean, I know I want to see Beth go against that Weasel Stokely, but I think that's going to happen sooner than you think once Beth is recovered. And I wouldn't mind seeing that match in a heartbeat. But you got some cool matches happening on Collision this weekend. Also, we get to the main event. Pac, for the first time, making wrestling in a match since he got injured earlier this year, taking on a main squeeze, freshly squeezed Orange Cassidy, a former rival of his. Orange Cassidy beat him to win the AEW International Championship for the first time. It was a really good match between both of them. They both delivered. They know each other very well. Chemistry's right there. But we did get to see a surprise appearance from Darby Allin after, what the Death Riders did to him last week. He will stop at nothing to destroy Jon Moxley. Shockingly enough, from Wrestle Dream, because we already knew what happened from a year ago, last year at Wrestle Dream. So there's a lot of escalating points, but the winner was freshly squeezed Orange Cassidy. And after he was getting out the ring and trying to get himself together, Darby Allin wants a piece of all members of the Death Riders. And we thought Darby Allin was going to set them all on fire, but that didn't happen. Security stopped him. And you could tell this I Quit match is going to be very brutal. I would think this would be the main event of Wrestle Dream. Very rarely we ever have a match outside of the AEW World Heavyweight title main event in a pay-per-view. But it was a very solid, good episode of Dynamite. It did what it needed to do. I just think for a few things, I kind of wish they did do a montage of Daily's Place because it is homecoming, and I kind of wish they did make it a little bit big of a deal, especially with last week's 6-year anniversary of Dynamite. I wish they did do a lot of montages, especially on some of the superstars that were there from the beginning of AEW. That would have been nice to do, like a few vignettes, and especially for homecoming, like showing some archive footage from Daily's Place in the last couple years, especially when it was in the pandemic and it was a spot where every match wrestled. I think they could have done a lot more. And also, I kind of wish there was more than one women's match. I know it's Title Tuesday, but they could have at least added another match, women's match, especially with the fact too, it would be nice to see. I know I did enjoy the promo between Chris Statlander and Tony Storm, but I kind of wish they did add a lot more women's segments within the women's division, but we shall see on that. Those are just a few things that I've noticed, and hopefully we get them soon, but I will give it an 8.5 out of 10. I will give it 8.5 of 10. Tonight's Dynamite, I was very happy. It was a solid episode. I enjoyed it, but I just kind of wish it just, I know the last couple of weeks, because we were talking about the Bronze and the Vision ending early. I know we've seen the Death Riders and Darby Allin end multiple times, but it is getting a little bit repetitive because I know I would like to see Darby on top. I know there's a few times I see Darby on top, but it would be nice for him to be on top because I'm already getting sick of the Death Riders, and I just need Darby to bring out an army of misfits and just destroy them. That's all I want. But that wraps up a special edition of Timeless Elite Tuesday with yours truly. It has been very fun spending it 2.5 hours with all of you on this evening. I definitely want to give a shout out to everybody in the chat that's been following me. Shout out to Boza, Terry M., our producer from the future, Dylan, popped in for a bit. I'm trying to think who else did I miss. Fletcher Cole, you popped in. Frank Garcia popped in. Maria, she popped in. Yeah, Terry M, I did say. I just want to make sure I didn't miss anybody. I just didn't want to make sure I missed anybody. But I do want to thank all of you for joining with me on this special Tuesday edition of Timeless Elite Wednesday of AEW Dynamite. You know where to find me. I'll be chirping periodically on WWT Live. Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Wednesdays, obviously, is Timeless Elite Wednesdays, not CEO Wednesdays. It is Timeless Elite Wednesdays with me because next Wednesday, just a friendly reminder, it'll be 3 hours. It will be 3 hours of AEW Dynamite and AEW Collision because obviously Wrestle Dream is next weekend. You will also be getting a watch along of Wrestle Dream with me. So be prepared on that. Make sure to follow at Courtney NJ11 because I still have some content posting up from 90s Wrestling Con. I will be posting up my interview with the daughter of the British Bulldog, Georgia Smith. She was really great. She's such a sweetie. But I'll be posting that later in the week. Make sure to follow ISPW because yours truly will be back on the commentary booth Friday, November 7th, because they will be doing their all-women's show. And this is the second time they're doing it. So if you love women's wrestling, you love independent wrestling, feel free to come out there. Also, we do have a lot of stuff happening with ISPW, so shout outs to them. And just feel free. And shout outs to everybody from the WWT team as well. Make sure to check out my siblings on the Kayfabe podcast every Thursday. They go down the run through of everything that's been happening in the wrestling world all this week. Even though they don't talk about much about AEW, but that's a whole conversation on that. But they're doing really great things. They had their 50th episode last week, and definitely want to give a shout out to them for achieving that milestone, and happy to see them thrive. But make sure to check out, follow me on @CourtneyNJ11, and I bid you adieu. And it feels weird because I'm not doing a watch along tomorrow. It feels weird. Because FYI, Collision, it's a Saturday this Saturday on TBS at 8 p.m. But thank you for joining with me, and make sure to follow Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet. Have a great evening. Be safe, and I will see you tomorrow.
Thanks for joining WWT. Don't forget to like us on all social media platforms at WW Talk Pod. Like and subscribe on all video and audio platforms, like yesterday, my G. And check out our website at www.talkpod.com. Thanks for watching Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet.